I can't say I care very much for the glib slogans Larry writes for soaps, lipsticks, and washing machines. His TV commercials are even more scheming. They make you go out and buy what you don't need and don't want. And they even make you shell out for the economy size in everything from toothpaste to diesel yachts. Yes, that's your advertising cabal for you. They even make you buy two of everything. Defend yourself, Larry.
Hear, hear.
All right, all right. Bob used to be a fishing editor of his hometown newspaper. I love him, Betty, but he's old-fashioned like most fishermen.
Oh, yes?
Just a skeptical, pipe-smoking TV playwright with a secret desire to write slogans and catchphrases himself. But he won't ever admit it.
I deny that. Too much of our advertising today is slick but not solid. Now, quite seriously, I think the advertising people have secured too much of a domination, or even, shall I say, stranglehold over America's buying habits. Betty here is with the magazines. Now, she knows how you fellas set the pattern of our tastes and habits, Larry. You employ a combination of gaudy gimmicks, grotesque giveaway shows, yes you do, and gorgeous girls, all to influence buying.
Yes. The advertising game is a wacky world of crackerjack brains engaged in cooking up new ways to make the ladies unhappy, with last year's draperies, yesterday's hat and hemline, and last week's hairdo.
No.
You advertising boys make the women want to go out and replace everything in the house.
You've forgotten the Madison Avenue agency brainstormers who think up the gimmick of putting miniature submarines in cereal boxes to make the kids, the innocent kids, demand Cricks Cracks. And one copywriter called a certain beer the beer with a beautiful body.
Oh, no.
I remember when you could buy beer without being blanketed with sex. Advertisers will go to any extremes to sell.
Now, wait a minute, Bob. Let's be fair about this. Do you remember that World War I poster of a famous artist, James Montgomery Flagg?
Mm-hmm.
It shows Uncle Sam pointing a finger right at you and saying, I need you. You can't argue with that. It's good. It's patriotism and democracy, and it is advertising. Incidentally, the poster was so good the Army used it in World War II. Some good things just won't die.
Like diamonds are forever. The slogan used by that South African syndicate in the sales war between South African diamonds and Japanese oysters.
And if it weren't for advertising, my lads and lassies, our aviation industry would be dead as a doornail. But advertising made people fly. Advertising has done a great deal of good for America.
Betty, see all our friends over there at the piano and out on the patio?
Mm-hmm.
They smoke cigarettes as they talk, even when they dance.
Oh.
And when they sip wine, take a bath, or shave, they light up. That's cigarette advertising for you. It's too influential.
Yes, and advertising is important for the smooth operation of our free enterprise system. But please don't accuse it of being the devil that's brought on all the problems of our present-day society. We advertising agency people never accepted responsibility for the future happiness of mankind.
And it's a good thing, too, for the rest of us that you didn't. Hey, come on, gang. Let's join the crowd over at the piano. I feel a song coming on.
Dee da 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 da.
Boys, my ambition is to go on a real African safari and bag a couple of lions. Oh, that's what I call adventure. Sport, plus a little bit of danger.
Betty, would you settle for going after sailfish or marlin down the Keys off Florida? When you get one of those lovely babies on your line and you pay out your reel and then reel in and play along with the sailfish for hours while your boat caroms over the main in hot pursuit, you'll have an experience that's almost as thrilling as lion hunting. Those big fish can make your blood tingle.
Then you tire them out, wear them down, reel them in, clobber them over the head with a club off the side of your boat, haul them up on the davit, and click, the captain snaps your picture for posterity as you stand proudly by the side of your wiggling beauty. Yes, there's fun there, and salty adventure, Larry.
Well, I confess that sometimes I prefer my adventure in between the pages of a book. Take Moby Dick. Who can ever forget Herman Melville's story of the last contest with the great white sperm whale, Moby Dick? Ahab, the captain of the Pequod, was a megalomaniac and a philosopher, too. Moby Dick is swimming away. Ahab dashes his harpoon into him, but the line breaks. Then Ahab urges his oarsmen in pursuit of the great beast. Then Moby Dick wheels and charges the ship itself. It rams the vessel with its head and then charges it again. The ship is sinking. But Ahab hurries Dick, and the harpoon goes home. The line runs foul and encircles Ahab by the neck, and without a word, he's shot out of the boat and is gone. Gone. Oh, the ship goes down and drags everything with it, including the crew. All except Ishmael, who is rescued and lives to tell the story. Now that's adventure.
Those whalers sailed from Nantucket and Gloucester and Marblehead down east, you know. But the days of the real whalers are gone. It's all done scientifically now. Too bad. No more four masters, no more adventure.
Oh, there's adventure, all right, depending on where you look for it. You know, I know a young microbiologist. He sits at his microscope day in and day out. He explores the world of protozoa and amoeba. That, to him, is the highest of adventures. He loves his work. He thinks his world is the most adventuresome there is. He's exploring the unknown.
Oh, there's still adventure to be found, but the days of Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone and other rough-and-ready adventurers are gone forever. They were real fearless Indian fighters, tellers of tall tales. And did you ever hear of Windwagon Smith? He found his covered wagon too slow for crossing the plains, so he built a super-covered wagon with sails like clipper ships to carry him over the old Santa Fe Trail.
Oh, wonderful.
It's true. At least that's the legend.
My favorite adventurer was Casey Jones. Casey at the throttle of his Cannonball Express. You know, his real name was John Luther Jones, and he got his nickname from Case, Kentucky, the place where he was born. His fireman was named Sim Webb. Well, this fellow adored Casey and was one of the few firemen who could stand Casey's pace. Casey was a crack railroad engineer.
Let me finish the tale, Betty. Then one morning they were pulling into Vaughan, Mississippi at a terrific speed. There was some freight cars extending past a siding, blocking the main track. "Jump quick and save yourself," Casey ordered Sim Webb. Sim did, but Casey stuck to his throttle and his famous whistle was cut short by the terrible crash. Casey died like many another brave engineer, with one hand on the whistle and the other on the air brake. Casey Jones.
La da da la la la. He took his farewell trip to the promised land.
Very well told, Larry. Let me ask you this, Larry. Would you say there is adventure in business?
Yeah, businessmen who really like their work and achieve new goals feel they're adventurous too. You know, I'll wager that Andrew Carnegie, that poor immigrant boy from Scotland, who later raised the greatest steel plant in the country, on the historic banks of the Monongahela River near Pittsburgh, felt he was launching a great adventure.
I wouldn't mind going away on a safari with you, Betty.
Oh, thank you.
Or cruising along the Keys after sailfish and swordfish. But I think the finest, bravest adventures of all are people like Horace Mann, Booker T. Washington, Joseph Pulitzer, Clara Barton. They were reformers and crusaders. The work they engaged in was an adventure. They reaped rewards in the satisfaction that they were helping others. I envy them their adventures. I would rather be a crusader than a lion hunter.
Oh, I think you're right, Bob, but I still want to bag one lion. Hey, safari, anyone?